And welcome one, welcome all. It's time for NCAA Hoops. And if I'm not the first, let me be to welcome you. And now, welcome one, welcome all. The Eagles taking on the Firebirds. It's the Battle of the Birds this Tuesday afternoon in Kenosha, live from Tarble Arena. It's a non-conference matchup between the gentlemen in red. And if I'm not the first, let me be the first to welcome you and say Happy New Year. Hello, everybody. Alongside my broadcast colleague this early afternoon, 48 hours before the new year, Eric Elger, I'm Peter Ferreri. Eric, Benedictine, tough sledding so far this season, 2-8 overall. They are winless on the road. Their last victory came back in November. It was the 15th against Aurora, an 87-76 victory. Since then, it's been loss after loss, and one of the challenges is A, they've been bitten by the injury bug, but B, they've just gotten slow starts and haven't been able to quite find their footing so far this season.
Yeah, they've had to shuffle the lineup a lot recently and still trying to find their groove, but if you take a look through some of their stats, I mean, they are comparable with their opponents, and it doesn't show up on the scoreboard. They're losing at a margin of 7.5 points per game, but they still have a good field goal percentage. They shoot about the same percentage from the three-point line, so they have the ability to match up offensively. It's just the defense has let them down a few times this season, and yeah, like you said, they've been struggling to get off the mark here since November 15th.
Well, they've played 10 games, and if you look at it, only 4 players have played in all 10 games, and only one of them, and that's Aiden Worth, has started in all 10 games. So you've had a rotation of players, of starters, so hard to find consistency when you don't have the same players game after game after game, as we saw with some of the statistics for the non-conference matchup for the Benedictine Eagles out of Lisle, Illinois, coming from the NAC, the Northern Athletic Collegiate Conference. On the flip side, the Firebirds, I don't want to say necessarily an up and down beginning of the year, but a loss against Maryville and then Mary Washington, followed us by a loss to Illinois Wesleyan and the Wisconsin Platteville. Kind of a back and forth early season going, but ever since then, Wheaton, Olivet, Inglewood, 3 in a row, they're trying to make it 4.
Yeah, and really they have found their shooting shoes as of late, and it's been their offense. It's really been going to town. As you can see, 78 points per game, and not to be surprised, again, Carthage always prides themselves defensively as well, and you can see they're winning by a margin of 8.5 points, and holding teams under 70 points has been a recipe for success quite often this season.
Well, one of the successful points as well, Riley Brooks. One of the keys for Benedictine is the typical take away your best player and make somebody else beat us offensively. Well, easier said than done. Okay, take Riley Brooks out of the picture. Let's see what Ryan Johnson, Antoine Nesbitt, A.J. Johnson, and Chris Lessinger is able to do again. Coach Jarakovic has rotated that 5 and 6 position a lot this season.
Yeah, we've seen players like Nesbitt come off the bench, and last game, Schlesinger really did some work off the bench. 8 of 9 from the floor, 21 points in the win against Edgewood when Carthage won by 20 last game out. So there are weapons off the bench that Carthage can lean on, and let's see how Coach Jurakovic deploys them this afternoon.
It's been 10 years since they last met, the 30th of December, 2015. It was a victory for Benedictine. Let's see if the Birds for Carthage can flip the script. Heading it over to Justin Corrigan, our PA announcer.
Carthage College Firebirds. Please direct your attention towards the American flag located at the north end of the arena. It draped the coffin of Captain Frank Vavrin a former Carthage student who died in Vietnam in 1970. The flag is a gift to the college from his parents. In remembering Captain Vavrin, we pay tribute to all who have sacrificed their lives for our country and honor those who today put themselves in harm's way in service to America. At this time, we ask that you please rise if able and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts which was so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, fans, it's time to meet today's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Eagles. At guard, a 6'2 senior from Chicago Heights, Illinois, number 1, Brandon McCoy. At forward, a 6'5 sophomore from Aurora, Illinois, number 11, Noah Mason. At guard, a 6'3 junior from Palatine, Illinois, number 12, Ryan Sammons. At forward, a 6'7 junior from Tinley Park, Illinois, number 23, Ethan LaPlante. And at forward, a 6'4 sophomore from Galena, Illinois, number 32, Connor Glasgow. The head coach of the Eagles is Jordan Townsend. Coach Townsend is assisted by Jake Rohde, Frank Janzik, and Charlie Towns. All right, Firebirds fans, make some noise. It's showtime.
First one savage, mold my mood, that's what it was. 2016, we was running around, beating us up in the club. I know she around for the money, but act like she loyal, I don't for the love. I'm so rich, get bored, might wake up, buy me a car just cuz. It's hard cause she spent the 5, my BB cost me a dub. All my got BBLs, all my bush. I ain't with the rap beef Draco, for that spot, all my ops get touched. We ain't never ran off on no bar, but still be hopping out cuz.
And now the starting lineup for your Carthage College Firebirds. At guard, a 6'3 senior from Whitney Young High School in Chicago, Illinois, number 4, A.J. Williams. At forward, a 6'7 junior from Oswego East High School in Oswego, Illinois, number 10, Ryan Johnson. At guard, a 6'5 junior from Ripon High School in Ripon, Wisconsin, number 11, Riley Brooks. At guard, a 6'3 senior from Oswego East High School in Oswego, Illinois, number 15, A.J. Johnson. And at guard, a 6'3 senior from Wakanda High School in Wakanda, Illinois, number 21, Griffin Dawn. The head coach of the Firebirds is Steve Jerichovic. Coach Jerichovic is assisted by Tyler Pierce, Josh Washburn, Brad Emmer.
And welcome into the broadcast. It's the Battle of the Words as Benedictine out of Lisle, Illinois, are in Kenosha off the frigid lakefront of Lake Michigan to take on the Firebirds of Carthage College. Let's take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by the CCIW Network. McCoy, Mason, Salmons, your guards, along with LaPlante and Glasgow, along with, for the Jerichovic-led Firebirds, A.J. Williams getting the start, the Johnson brothers, Brooks and Griffin Dawn. Tip underway here in Kenosha, and thank you for being with us on this Tuesday afternoon. Benedictine in the road blacks, white numbers and letters, red trim. Carthage with the white jerseys, red numbers and letters, and black trim. And just like that, a quick poke away for the Firebirds, and Benedictine will reset.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Benedictine comes out today and, you know, really thirsting for a win here. And you see how they have some talent, like we've seen all of a sudden recently. Connor Glasgow been playing tons of minutes and really producing. So see how the mix and match lineup works this afternoon.
Three-pointer back iron, no good, poked down. One of the challenges for the Benedictine Eagles as a quick bucket for Ryan Johnson was going to be that statement. How do you stop the big Johnson, and that being Ryan Johnson the younger, with what he's able to do down low?
Yeah, exactly. And they're off to the fast break, which, I mean, for a big man, the 5, we'll kind of know he's got more of those. He really can handle the ball well and runs the floor well, and there gets the easy bucket.
Be intriguing to see how one Nate LaPlante out of Andrew High School, we were talking about Andrew in the pregame show, how he is able to match up against Ryan Johnson. Similar height, but about 40-pound difference. Also down low, the 6'4" Glasgow. And Ryan Johnson comes away with a rebound, 2-0 lead for Carthage. Screen off to the right, A.J. Johnson gets contact, misses, tip in, followed through Dawn. Can't fall, Benedictine gets the rebound.
Yeah, great take there from A.J. as the up and under. Saw it all, good look, and Griffin Dawn, as he always does, sniffing around those offensive rebounds and almost gets an easy 2 there for the Firebirds.
Glasgow goes out to the three-point line, miss along the right wing, trying to find the shot with Salmons. He's one of the leading scorers for Benedictine. A short bench, some injuries of late for Benedictine out of the NAC conference. Not too far of a drive, about an hour and a half from here. A.J. Williams, top of the key, 3-0, but the bottom of the net. 5-0, hot start for Carthage, and that's one of the challenges for Benedictine this year, is not getting behind early and letting it get out of hand. Blocked by A.J. Williams. McCoy had nowhere to go with it. Glasgow, look to the right side, calls for the screen, nothing there. Resetting up at the top, Salmons. One touch, Glasgow, no good off the front of the rim. Carthage not able to follow it up. Riley Brooks, the lefty for 3, misses off the left rim and foot on the line. Carthage comes away with possession.
Yeah, and those last few seconds there with A.J. Williams knocks down the 3 in an open look, which really was worked well by Carthage. And then seconds later, a huge block, and Carthage gets a defensive stop.
Numbers now as Carthage able to beat the full court press. Floater up, right hand, too much for Dawn. Gets his own rebound after it's deflected by Johnson. You can tell Ryan Johnson bulking up in the offseason, ready to bang down low against the tough CCIW, and that starts up again conference play this Saturday. A.J. Johnson, the elder, long range 2, 7-0 lead.
Yeah, when A.J. Johnson can hit shots like that on the pick and roll between him and his brother, it's nearly unstoppable.
First bucket of the afternoon for the Oswego East product, Noah Mason. And Benedictine on the board.
Got a lot of Oswego East boys on the floor this afternoon.
A.J. Williams gets a bucket. Mason averaging 13 points a game, the leading scorer currently for Benedictine. And Mason having missed a game of his own. Getting the screen, Glasgow can't find the 3 ball. Johnson coming away with the board.
Yeah, speaking of Oswego East, Ryan Johnson and A.J. Johnson both from there. Must have had a pretty good high school team, I would say.
Yeah, pretty good. Getting the screen, step back, foot inside the three-point line, front iron, no good. Griffin Dawn coming up, tried for the putback. And let's see if it's going to be on the shot. And it is. So how about that? Griffin Dawn, just the hustle play, going for the rebound, but simultaneously trying to put the shot back up. Fouled on the attempt, and Dawn to the line for 2.
Yeah, the Eagles going to have to figure out what to do with him on the glass. Already 4 rebounds in the game here, and there again crashing the offensive board hard, and that's something that he and Coach Jurkovic like to see him do, is really get after it, because the other guys kind of will get back and stop any fast breaks, but it's Griffin Dawn, the one-man offensive wrecking crew.
Dawn makes them both 4 for 7 coming into the contest. Now 6 for 9, 11-2 your score. Benedictine 1 bucket so far underneath the hoop by Mason, all to speak of thus far. The pump fake kick out to the right wing, nowhere to go with it, trying to set up, driving in, compression raft on the left calf, and a three-pointer falls for LaPlante, the pride of Andrew.
How about that? Didn't score last game, or 0 for 1 from the floor at least, and there hits a wide open 3, and not something he has done often this season, but there you can see if you leave him open, he can be effective.
The quick give and go, Johnson fouled on the way down low. A little bit of a shrug as he'll make his way to the free throw line. Ryan Johnson, as mentioned, second leading scorer for Carthage, 13.8 a game, a 730 free throw shooter. One of the pride and joys of a head coach Steve Jarakovic team is success from the free throw line, and you see it there.
Yeah, exactly, and Ryan Johnson has got to like this matchup against the Eagles a little bit more than when he has to match up against such a big, number 5 that some other teams throw at him. And here, I think he can be a little more effective offensively when he doesn't have such a defensive workload to take a part of.
Growing up, you being friends with head coach Steve Jarakovic, was it something like, hey, you're not allowed inside for supper or for snacks until you made some free throws? Did Bosco make you run drills?
He was always easy on me, but Steve definitely got a little more action out of his dad for sure.
And Benedictine now up to 7. First bucket now for Brandon McCoy out of St. Lawrence High School in sunny Burbank, Illinois. Riley Brooks, smooth as silk for double ones, 16-7.
And Riley Brooks, we know, can get hot from behind the arc. Against Olive, he was on fire, and that's something that Benedictine's not going to want to see.
Answering back, nice screen at the top. LaPlante now. Again, the former T-Bolt is nothing but electric right now. 2 3-pointers from the same spot.
Yeah, coming into this afternoon, only made 6 3-pointers all season. Too early in the game here.
The pump fake, Glasgow took an extra step. Brooks with the interception, the handoff. Johnson fouled on the way up. Just missed the and one. Frustrated that he just missed it, but nonetheless more than content with going back to the line to shoot 2 more.
Yeah, unselfish play there from Riley Brooks as he gets the defender to finally step towards him, which almost got a clear path for Ryan Johnson to make a play, but draws the foul and will get to the line.
Makes it as well. Again, if this is your first time tuning in this season, of course, welcome. Ryan Johnson, the former first-year player of the year for the CCIW, reigning player of the year for the CCIW regular season, and has, for all intents and purposes, knowing that he is the leader of the team on the glass, the true number 5, has answered the call, new role, you could say. Getting the screen, top of the key, oh my goodness! Nathan LaPlante blooming from outside. 3 for 3 from 3.
How about that, man? I got to say, and we can ask Coach Jerkovic this later, as Schlesinger gets open under the hoop. But, yeah, I would not say LaPlante was on the scouting report as being lethal from outside. But, yeah, 9 points early for the Eagles, number 23.
Well, it's something you and I had mentioned, that a challenge for Benedictine so far this year is finding who's next. Who else is going to score if the likes of Salmons and Mason are out of the contest or aren't able to suit up or aren't finding their groove? You know who that is for Carthage. It just goes down the list. LaPlante is the unsuspecting savior thus far for Benedictine. He's got 9 out of their 13 points.
Yeah, and again, he's averaging 6 points a game, so clearly outproducing that season average. And, I mean, sometimes you just ride the hot hand, and it's almost like they're, really running it through him early on. I mean, why wouldn't you? A lot of screens set open because he's had some good wide open looks here early.
7-point lead for Carthage over the Eagles of Benedictine. And a foul going to be called against Ryan Johnson.
And there again, there was the same look, trying to get LaPlante open, and you could see how much they're worried about him now. Ryan Johnson essentially had to truck through a Eagle player to try and stop it, and he picks up the foul.
So Antoine Nesbitt, the 6th man, is in the contest now. A recent lineup tinkering, you could say, by Coach Jerkovic. Came back from injury after missing all of last year. Started the season as a starter, and A.J. Williams would come off the bench. Oh, what a late touch. Nice play. Nathan LaPlante planting the flag for the Eagles. He's up to 11 points.
And there you can see just a savvy move by him as he fakes the three, takes it to the rim, and contorts his body to really pick up the foul and get the bucket.
Five-point lead now for Carthage. Also in the game is Jabe Haith, who's subbed in. Schlesinger slides to the 5. Airs it. Haith tries to run it down, but it hits out of play.
Yeah, both Haith and Schlesinger have played some vital roles off the bench. Last time out, Haith chipped in 8 points. And as I mentioned, Schlesinger, the big night off the bench, 21 points. But the two of them have really seen their minutes grow, and Coach Jerkovic has leaned on them some minutes to alleviate the starters.
With the left hand back iron, no good for McCoy. Haith came away with a rebound. Brooks, long range 3, rims out, no good. Don tries to poke it away, no going. For what it's worth, season high, that one up and good for McCoy, and the Eagles are back to within 1 bucket.
So yeah, Eagles scoring here early, and not just LaPlante there. They got out on the fast break and found McCoy all alone there. And here looks like they have another fast break opportunity.
A 3 will tie it. Season high for LaPlante, 13. Career high, 21 last year. Pass inside and a point-blank miss for McCoy out of Chicago Heights. Schlesinger drives left hand, back iron, no good, no call. Schlesinger's slow to get back up after hitting the padding. The step under, layup with the left hand, no good. Nesbitt coming away with the rebound. Up ahead, Haith, contact, the no look, no call. Fast pace, back and forth we go.
Yeah, I think you want to see Haith just take it up strong there. It's hard for the ref to call that back to the basket.
And head coach Jordan Townsend, in his 4th season at the helm for Benedictine, has to be pleased with this output. 20-19, the Eagles back to within 1.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of mistakes there. Benedictine able to get out on the break, and LaPlante just a hot hand early and see how long they can ride that. And Carthage struggling to score these last few minutes.
In their last contest just a few days ago against Dubuque, it was a 75-61 loss for Benedictine, but they spent most of the game down 20-plus points, just couldn't find an offensive output or an offensive player to kind of fit in, and right now LaPlante, again, 11 out of the 19 points by way of LaPlante, and then he's been helped out by 2 late buckets by McCoy with 4 points, and just like that, 15 out of your 19 points, 2 players, and it's been nothing but success for Benedictine, and they've allowed Carthage to just miss the early shots in each possession. Carthage, I'm sure Steve Jarakovic right now, Eric, saying, hey, slow it down, get a few more touches into each possession. You're taking the quick trigger, and it's just not falling like it was early in the game.
Yeah, exactly. Coach Jarakovic has mentioned, the more they can get the defense to rotate, it just, and the more times they pass it, he just says how much more efficient and how much better they can score the basketball. And I just think these last few possessions, they've settled for some long threes, and they've been successful so far attacking the rim. They're 6-6 from the free throw line. So see if you can keep getting to the free throw line, and players like Nesbitt can really get to the rim with the best of them, and you like to see him try to take it to the hoop.
2019 your score. Thank you for joining us on the CCIW network. Eric Elger, Peter Ferreri, Schlesinger down low, tries to pass it out. Nesbitt volleys it off to the left side. Dawn picks up the pieces. 10 on the shot clock. Nesbitt 1v1, the kick out. Schlesinger wide open 3, baseline, nails it.
There's a take from Nesbitt, opens up the wide open Schlesinger, and seems like that's always where he is left alone in that corner spot, and he knocks it down.
I like this lineup right now for Carthage. A lot of speed out there. You got Dawn, Williams, Nesbitt, and Haith. I mean, just absolute burners. Dawn coming away with the steal. They got in the lane the second time around, losing the handle. Nesbitt with the follow. Sometimes you just need a little luck on your side. Birds with another bucket.
Exactly how Chris Schlesinger drew it up there. You can see him smiling. It was almost like they're one of those dunk teams where they just keep throwing it off the backboard as Nesbitt picks up the pieces. And I don't know, I don't think that goes down as an assist, but essentially feels like one.
As long as the points count. Hudson Parker with a heads-up play out of Wheaton North, going out of bounds and just did the old jump and throw it at the ankles and see what happens, and that favored Benedictine, and they have 17 on the shot clock, plenty of time to get one off. The inbounds of the aforementioned Parker. Resetting up. Salmons, quick pass under low, and another miss. Who did it touch off of? It touched off of Griffin Dawn. And that quick pass at the baseline at the bottom part of the key, Eric, that's kind of been the Achilles heel for Carthage this season, just trying to find that back door and stop it.
Yeah, trying to, they are really spreading it out, as you can see. Not a ton of height there for the Eagles, so they really want to spread you out and try to make those backdoor cuts, get screens moving towards the basket, and that was a wide open look, just a good defensive recovery from A.J. Williams there that time.
Looks like they're going to review the touch. So the officials throw the headset on, and as the players go down. And Eric, while we have a moment, I know it's your favorite part of each and every broadcast. Why don't you tell the fans, if they're interested in going to Carthage, what they got to do?
Take the next step in your educational journey with Carthage College. The admissions process is simple. Whether you're an undergraduate, transfer, graduate, or international student, visit carthage.edu/apply for details, or contact our admissions team at 800-351-4058 or admissions@carthage.edu. We look forward to welcome you to the Firebird family.
Look at this new graphic that our executive director, John Voinovich, the V-Man, throwing up for us, Eric. The split screen official review.
This is nice. I got to say, a surprise. I don't know if we were informed.
I was
of the
not
new
told about that. That's our Christmas present. We get to see the replay, gearing up for conference play in just a few days. And now we got to find out what so it looks like it will stay. Last touched by Griffin Dawn. John's always full of surprises, I tell you.
Got to keep us on our toes.
Getting the screen, the lefty. Absolute wide open shot, Salmons. And that's all part of the plan right now for Benedictine. They're back to within 3. Haith kicks out one time. Dawn Nesbitt with the pump fake, looks for the screen. Dawn able to give it to him, the one extra step, and Haith called for the travel. That little bit of a shuffle step right off the bat. An extended look for the likes of Haith right now off of the bench. You don't see the Johnsons or the Schlesingers in currently. 2 personal fouls by Ryan Johnson, the only foul so far. And that's been something you and I spoke about, Eric, throughout the season so far, is if the likes of Ryan Johnson gets in foul trouble, who's going to step up? Who's going to help? Oh, the cut again. What a look. Hudson Parker, and just like that, the Eagles are back to within 1.
Great find there from Brandon McCoy, and another hard cut to the basket.
Well, the phenomenal A.J. Johnson answers right back, gets a 3 of his own. We do have clarification, however, Eric, from one of the sideline producers, Sam, saying that it was to see if that ball hit off the rim or the hand or head of Griffin Dawn. So it was, did it hit Griffin Dawn? If it did, possession stays. If it didn't, is there time left on the shot clock for if you flip possession if it hit the rim? So thank you, Sam Boyle, for the explanation, and a foul going to be called on number 20 for the Birds. And that's going to be Jabe Haith as we see a few players looking to check back in. Lefty up, good. It's a team effort here on this Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, and I think, obviously every game is important to try to win, but you wonder this non-conference game, you got a little more, leeway to experiment with some lineups, get some different looks for some guys, because once you get into the conference season, it's all go for the CCIW. And yeah, it looks like Coach Jurkovic trying to mix and match, see some different lineups, and see what they can bring.
Just about 2:22 in the afternoon from Kenosha. Non-con matchup. Schlesinger has it blocked away. Look to the far side. A.J. Williams, is going to put a heel on the line. He put number 12, Salmons, on skates, but that's not before he stepped out.
Yeah, good find there. Cross-court pass, and like the aggressiveness there from A.J. Williams. But, yeah, unfortunately just shoe size, half size too big there.
Left hand up, no good. Dawn comes away with the rebound. Dawn looks to push the pace. Looks off to the right. A.J. Johnson screens Schlesinger. Pulling up, long range to his zone. Front iron, no good. And Dawn, are they going to call over the back? It looks like they're not. So they're going to say foul going to be called on Benedictine. The second foul on Salmons out of Fremd Academy.
You can see the effect Griffin Dawn is having. Salmon's doing whatever he could to try and stop him, because Griffin Dawn was getting that rebound no matter what, and stops gets the foul there.
Well, and that's what you kind of like to see. Oh, A.J. Williams open for 3. Bounces in and good. Take it any way you can. 8 points for Williams. Back in the starting lineup a few games ago and has done a stellar job in that role.
Like the confident pull up there from behind the arc, and gets the home team bounce. Soft touch.
And a travel called against number 11, Noah Mason. Wasn't quite sure where to go with it.
It was a strange travel, I would say.
Yeah, I didn't quite see it from my angle, but. So with it being about 2:25 now, what class would you be in? Will we be teaching right now? What would the lesson plan be?
2:25, we'd be just wrapping up math.
Okay.
Trying to get to science.
Brooks! And 1. some of the young fans in the crowd clapping up for that outstanding effort. And, you know, if you look at it right now for the Firebirds, we talked about you've returned most of your major players from last year and the huge success you had and the huge run, regular season champs in the CCIW, only losing to Illinois Wesleyan in the championship game. And what you like to see is, you know, if Riley Brooks doesn't get his 15 to 20 a game, who else is going to step up? You've added offensive firepower like Haith and like Schlesinger. Dawn doing a solid job. But with all that being said, you still like to see it if you're a Firebirds fan when Riley Brooks gets his. Oh, another pass down low, and right now the streaking Eagles are flying untouched to the baseline.
And again, yeah, all their looks have been right in that paint area, and they've done a nice job carving out space, but Firebirds offensively have done a better job moving the basketball, and it's going to be tough for the Eagles to keep up with the scoring output of the Firebirds.
Stepping away, A.J. Johnson, over to go. Schlesinger, hand in his face, doesn't matter. Nothing but the bottom of the net for the transfer. 10-point lead for Carthage.
I mean, how much more dangerous does that make the Carthage team if Schlesinger can really pick up some of the scoring workload as he did last game out? We mentioned before, 21 points, and he looks like he's shooting the ball with confidence right now.
Well, now, oh, steal. Brooks. The two-hand super slam. Lead extended. And I'm sure he wanted that one from a few games ago. If you remember, he had the fast break dunk opportunity and missed. I was holding my breath to make sure he got it, and he got his highlight reel dunk. Birds up by 12 against the Eagles.
Exactly. I honestly was wondering if he was just going to finger roll that thing in there.
Yeah.
And, no, he's still got the elevation to throw it down with the best of them.
That's a fun one. That's a fun one. And what also is fun, if you're driving around, why not do it while you're holding a Pepsi? Nothing beats the crisp, refreshing taste of Pepsi, whether you're cheering from the stands, hanging out with friends, or enjoying a night out. Pepsi is there for the love of it. The iconic cola celebrates everything you love, from music and sports to everyday moments. Crack open a cold Pepsi and raise it high, because life's better when you go all in. For the love of it, Pepsi. It's a 2-point game. It was a 1-point game. Benedictine wasn't quite able to tie it at any point, Eric. And now Carthage on a nice little run of their own.
Yeah, just really distributing the scoring well this afternoon. Riley Brooks, A.J. Williams, and Schlesinger all tied for the lead with 8 points apiece, with Ryan Johnson to go along with 6 points. So they've done a nice job spreading the ball around and being effective offensively this afternoon.
14-3 run in the last 3 minutes for Carthage. Oh, nice layup high off the glass. Hudson Parker, and back to 10. But one thing we were talking about, Eric, and you can expound on it, not only did they add the likes of Schlesinger, and it's going to be a jump ball, so good job by Benedictine. That was 3 Eagles converging quickly around Nesbitt, but my other point was going to be, you also got Antoine Nesbitt back from injury, so you added 2 key components offensively, and again, the hustle player of Haith. Schlesinger comes away after getting blocked, and Nesbitt has it poked. Under 5. Williams goes for it. Brooks thought about poking it away, decides not to. Lead sits at 10. The dish down low, nice easy bucket. Number 33, Aiden Worth out of OP, Kansas, the pride of St. Thomas Aquinas.
And again, really getting to the hoop without much resistance. Good leave off there for the Eagles. And they only have, I mean, looking at their shot chart, they've only made 4 shots really outside of the paint. All of them threes, everything else right under the basket.
8-point lead for Carthage. Nesbitt looks for the screen. Finds A.J. Johnson to the right side, down to Ryan Johnson, baseline jumper, good. And when he can do that small step back, pop up J, you expect him to drive in, put his back to the basket, didn't need to.
Yeah, it just shows how versatile he can be. And soft touch there, and he wanted to join his other teammates at 8 points this afternoon. So 4 birds at 8 points.
Tipped away again by Brooks. On the ground, another two-hand jam. Brooks backs up by 12.
And that has been when Carthage hasn't stopped Benedictine from getting to the rim. They've been stealing the ball and getting looks like that. So Carthage aggressive defensively, paying off there.
Turnaround shimmy shake, good. Nice answer back by Glasgow. Lead back down to 10. More than once Benedictine had it to within 1, but again the bench play, Nesbitt, no good off the rim, but they're able to get the shots off. The only big question we're going to see if it comes to fruition this year, when you lose few of your bigs to graduation, quick pass underneath, Johnson couldn't slide in time, but point being, who's going to step up to be that rotational 4, especially that rotational 5 when Ryan Johnson needs a breather? Will the Nate Montgomerys of the world find themselves on the court just that bit more? Do they play it small ball and just go for speed like we saw earlier in this contest already? Oh, lethal. Brooks, 13 points already in half number 1.
See there again, I mean, they got that open look, and it came from AJ to Schlesinger, and then finally getting Brooks open. So if the Carthage can really pass the ball around, they've been effective.
Glasgow, right hand hook, can't find the bucket. Brooks pushes the pace. Schlesinger, open from the left wing, steps it in, bounce pass to Antoine Nesbitt, easy layup for 2. Biggest lead of the afternoon, Carthage up by 13.
Great no-look pass there for Nesbitt, and the Eagles felt like they were sleeping, and no one picks up number 5, and that's as easy as a basket as Nesbitt's going to have all season.
Almost a tip with the no-look by Ryan Johnson. Turnaround hook shot and good. Shades of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, especially with the number 33. Aiden Worth just sky-hooked it off the glass.
And it's really a low line drive kind of shot, so it's tough because he gets it off so quick. Tough to defend that shot.
Schlesinger loses a handle. Was it touch? They're saying it was. And some subs coming in for both teams. Getting onto the court now for Carthage, Jalen Brown out of De La Salle High School, the 5'10 senior. So Brown getting some action with Carthage up by 11. Brown thought about the 3. Nesbitt resets up for Brooks. The turnaround, feeling it. Couldn't, oh, Brooks gets his own rebound. Turnaround, rims out again. Griffin Dawn, another steal. The zone defense was setting up, and Dawn found the lane. Under 60 seconds to go in half number 1. The 3 off the side iron, no good. Johnson not able to come away with the offensive board. About a 21-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Dawn hits the court, and it is likely to be against, well, they're actually going to say it's against Jalen Brown. First personal against Brown. 12-point differential now between the clocks. And at the line for 2, the lefty makes the first, that being number 12, Salmons. Salmons, a .570 free throw shooter. Up and good.
And here's what you want to see Carthage do is 42 seconds on the shot clock. Ideal situation here, get a bucket and a stop. You can go into halftime with that double-digit lead.
Nesbitt looks for the screen from Johnson. Keeps it himself, lays it up high off the glass right hand, no good. More than enough time now for Benedictine. 22 seconds on the game clock, so they can run this out. Ten on the shot clock. Screen at the top. The one touch. Side shot. No good. Offensive board, floating it back up. Didn't need to do it. And Riley Brooks just kind of underhands it from the hip. And with that, the Carthage College Firebirds lead 48-39 over the Eagles of Benedictine in half number one. Before we take a timeout, Eric, thoughts on the first half?
I think offensively they did a nice job of when they pass the ball around, moving it quite a bit. They get those open looks and have been knocking them down. I mean, 48 points at half, pretty good so far, but just defensively, they got to figure out a way to stop Benedictine in the paint and try to get some bodies in front of their drivers from getting to the hoop.
We'll take a timeout. When we come back, the halftime shows, stats, highlights, out-of-town non-conference scoreboard, and more. All right here on the CCIW Network. And welcome back to the halftime show, presented by the Pullman Auto Stores of the greater Kenosha area. For Eric Elger, I'm Peter Ferreri. Looking at the statistics, 48-39 your score. Benedictine shooting a few less shots, but at a higher efficiency rate. Not as good from three currently, getting out rebounded by 5. And they've turned it over 3 more times, which of course have led to 2 Riley Brooks dunks. And Eric, again, final little non-conference matchup for both of these squads before Carthage continues on in the CCIW and Benedictine in the NAC conference. But thoughts so far looking at the score, second chance points, kind of predictable at this point, points off turnovers and the fast break points. It's been that second touch, you could say, of all the possessions for Carthage, which has led to their 9-point lead.
Yeah, exactly. And, when they move the ball around, they've been really effective. And I think defensively, as I mentioned just before half, is you can see it there. Points in the paint. Benedictine up 8 in the paint. So that's something I'm almost positive Coach Jurakovic addressed in the locker room, is getting in front of, and they talk about trying to stop their man from getting to the basket. And it's just been really a tough time so far for the Firebirds. And yet, you say that, and they still got a 9-point lead.
In the out-of-town scoreboard, Augustana takes on DePaul, Elmhurst, Ripon, Carroll versus Edgewood and North Park against Concordia, all later on this afternoon. The only one currently happening is the North Central squad taking on Bethany Lutheran, and we'll get that score once that game gets underway. Benedictine, of course, trailed by 1 point multiple times, just couldn't quite navigate to that time mark and the next mark. And every time Carthage would sense them getting close or see the scoreboard and they're within 1, being the Eagles, well, next thing you know, it's a Riley Brooks 3, it's a Riley Brooks dunk, it's a Griffin Dawn steal, and they just kind of took control of the game back each and every time.
Yeah, and seeing Carthage shooting 54% from 3, 7 threes already in the game. So that's really when Benedictine has made those runs. You're right. It just Carthage has been able to knock down a big 3, and where would Benedictine be without LaPlante?
Yeah,
the leading scorer, 11 points. As we mentioned, knocking down 3 3-pointers. So see if they can get him back involved and pick up that scoring punch to keep in control and try to catch up to these Firebirds.
As mentioned, the Eagles 2-8 on the season. They're on a 7-game losing streak, winless on the road. And then after today, they go back home this Saturday against Marion University of Wisconsin, and then Concordia, Wisconsin, over at the Rice Center in Lisle, Illinois. And we are underway in half number 2 on the CCIW network. Once again, for Eric Elger, I'm Peter Ferreri. Appreciate you being with us this early New Year's game on the eve of New Year's Eve. Driving baseline contact, no travel, and A.J. Johnson just kind of coming away with that one.
Yeah, and trying to go right at big Ryan Johnson. It's tough to do, and as you can see there, is not successful. It was Noah Mason. Johnson just holds his ground.
Riley Brooks off the screen, hard off the back iron, just kind of shot puts up to no avail. Pass up ahead, teams have switched sides, so left to right now are the Eagles. We continue on, a few misses so far for both squads. Driving baseline, and a foul going to be called against number 12. Like that, Ryan Sammons.
Yeah, just a quick first step there from A.J. Johnson. Pick up the foul.
And a foul called, and looks like going to be shooting 2, so the foul going to be called against Noah Mason. And Ryan Johnson going to the line for 2 more.
Yeah, there weren't many fouls there in the first half. Neither team got into the bonus. So a clean first half, a lot of back and forth basketball. And then Ryan Johnson's just not able to connect there in the first one.
Yeah, again, kind of uncharacteristic. I mean, we say he's shooting over 700 from the free throw line, so for all intents and purposes, successful. But another miss. What it was almost a guarantee all of last season, just a little bit of suspect here this season so far. And it's just the highest of expectations for the squad. You know, I think it bears mentioning that you expect them to make them all with how good at the free throw line Carthage has been. Left hand up and good.
How about that little post-up move from Ryan Sammons, who's known for his three-point shooting. There, just backs down A.J. Johnson.
Dawn, the turn and the streak. Oh my God, lightning down the lane. What a nice play.
Griffin Dunn, yeah, just able to extend with that right hand. Gets it high off the backboard, and 2 points to the Firebirds.
The one-handed pass off to the left side, lefty up, rolls out, no good. Ryan Johnson rebound. Ryan Johnson, the offensive board, and back up strong. What strength for the big man.
And Ryan Johnson took a big break in that first half, picked up a couple fouls. Just going right at it. Here's another breakaway dunk for Riley Brooks.
3 two-hand slams on the afternoon, and a rare smile by Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, I think he's one that we talked about the dunk he missed earlier in the season. I think he's well and above erased that image from the mind of some of his teammates who I'm sure gave him a hard time about that.
A little bit of a, so that's going to be an and one call. Thought it might have been a travel against McCoy. Looked like his foot slid a bit, but no call, and going to the line for two. That is the third foul against Ryan Johnson, and you got to say to yourself, okay, fine, it's a non-conference game, but you still don't want to see the likes of Ryan Johnson get in foul trouble ever in any contest, but I guess there's a little bit of wiggle room. And again, intriguing to see what the likes of one Nate Montgomery, he's played in 9 games so far this season out of the 11, but hasn't gotten the significant minutes that he got earlier on. So, as mentioned, I think the early goal of one Coach Jarakovic was, hey, all right, Ryan Johnson gets a breather, Nate Montgomery comes in. But right now, they're just kind of going speed against Benedictine.
Yeah, and that's where Schlesinger is a versatile weapon off the bench because he can play tough and big, and he's a big, strong kid. So he's definitely got the muscle to hang with those big boys.
Handed back. 10-point lead now for Carthage. Strong off the side of the rim, and they're going to call a foul against A.J. Johnson. So early fouls already for the Firebirds with only 16:30 to go, or I should say 3.5 minutes in. That's the first foul on A.J. Johnson, but more opportunity at the line.
I was going to say, Ryan Johnson was the only starter with a foul at all, which you really don't see very often, but it just goes to show you how Carthage was playing defense pretty clean there. Just it's been the looks underneath the hoop that Benedictine continues to hammer out.
Brooks now inbounds to A.J. Johnson. 12 points for number 12, Salmons. He's expected to get his. Schlesinger out. Griffin Dunn wide open for three. Just misses. Offensive rebound. A.J. Johnson sifts through the sea of black jerseys and couldn't come away with the basket. Euro step, no good. Schlesinger passes it while falling. Brooks up ahead in the layup with the right hand, the finger roll.
Man, every time you look up, it's number 11 streaking down the court, and Carthage has done an awesome job this afternoon on the boards, out rebounding the Eagles by 8 now, with 10 offensive rebounds and just 4 for the Eagles.
Floating up with the right hand, getting his own rebound is Mason. Up again, Mason. Missed them both. Frustrated with himself. Nonetheless, Carthage still holding on to their 10-point lead. Follow through offensively, Riley Brooks. The dunks, the threes, the follow-throughs. What can Brooks do for you?
And Brooks, we know, is a lethal three-point shooter. And, man, he's been all around the rim with those breakaway dunks and there. An easy putback.
And a foul going to be called against Schlesinger. He's kind of questioning, well, it wasn't me. But nonetheless, going to the line for two. They're actually going to call it against A.J. Williams. So it makes sense why Schlesinger was like, what are you talking about? I didn't make contact. It was Williams. And, I don't want to get, cliche, but right now, Carthage looks like a very well-rested team. Fresh off the dribble, fresh on the rebounds. It's not a labored movement right now. And, the 12-point lead, it was with a lot of second chance points, fast break points, a little bit more pep in the step right now for Carthage.
Exactly. They didn't need too much over the holiday break so far because they have people like Riley Brooks. They've really been out and running, and they've been lighting up the scoreboard so far this afternoon.
Benedictine trailing 58-47 on the CCIW network. Powered by the Doctors of Physical Therapy and the Pullman Auto Store. Schlesinger pump fake up strong and a late whistle. One of the officials immediately looking. I chuckle. We are up in the rafters, so we aren't close, but it was either Dave Cronin, Travis Caswell, or you have both the Cronin, senior and junior. I'm assuming that's junior, went over and said, we're good, coach. Because head coach Steve Jarakovic, I think, was not content with the delayed call.
It did look like a lot of contact, and you could see Coach Jarakovic take that top, that lid that was about to burst up, and reattached it to his head. He kept it cool, didn't have to say anything, but, I mean, Schlesinger really looked like he got fouled. Just either way, refs get the call right, and everyone can be calm and go about their day.
Well, clearly we know which one is Dave Cronin Sr. Now I wonder which one of the other gentlemen is junior, because for as far away as we are, they have a similar vibe to them, Eric. So I don't want to, guess which one's which. Quick pass inside, the pump fake, the turnaround layup with the left hand and the miss. Griffin, Dawn, who else?
Yeah, just has a knack for coming down with those rebounds, and really it's that sneaky vertical. I mean, we talked about he's one of the most athletic players on this team, and he's not the tallest on the court, not the biggest ever, but just has a real skill for getting rebounds.
What a move! The shake and bake for Antoine Nesbitt had everybody on ice.
And speaking of skill, Nesbitt, one of the quickest spin moves you'll see. Just really whipped around, got the open look.
Williams almost comes away with a steal. Fighting through left hand, high off the glass is McCoy. And that's something that the visiting Eagles, they've not been afraid to go high off the glass and going over the outstretched arms and the length of the Firebirds that we've seen thus far this afternoon. 61-49 your score here on the CCIW network. While we have a moment, we want to thank the Badger Bus. For over a century, Badger Bus has provided safe and reliable transportation between Wisconsin and Minnesota. Whether for work, school, or a big game, Badger Bus ensures comfortable travel with daily routes, charter services, onboard Wi-Fi, and professional drivers. Experience why generations trust the red and white buses. Learn more at badgerbus.com and book your next trip today. Eric, 13:15 to go. We mentioned Carthage is, got there a little bit of a break, and then the fun starts. Elmhurst, Saturday doubleheader. Next Wednesday on the road against North Central. Back here the Wednesday following against North Park. On the road against Decatur. On the road against Elmhurst. And then they finish out with two of the big ones, Augustana, January the 24th. And then January the 28th on the road against Illinois Wesleyan. And if it hasn't been formally announced yet, it's on the website, so we're going to say it. And don't forget about the big one, February the 4th, live on the Marquee Sports Network, a simulcast also on the CCIW network, so you can watch whether locally on your Marquee Sports Network channel on the app, or you can still watch on the CCIW network. So we're going big time, Eric. Televised, I'll make sure I, wear fresh clothes. Even though we're not on camera, I'll still, maybe shave. I don't know. A lot of options.
Yeah, it is when I start on the calendar. Maybe you need to clean up a little bit for the marquee.
Pump fake down low, shot up, and no good. Again, a huge partnership. The only Division III school that is televised, and that being Carthage College. And again, big credit to Ryan Kane, the athletic director, and the great coaching staffs and administrators here at Carthage that put forth such a great product that regional television stations want to air it on their app and online. I like to joke, one of the games last year, Eric, one of my friends, I'll call him a friend, maybe he wouldn't say it, but one of my friends was at a local watering hole, and he's like, next thing you know, I order a drink and thought I heard my friend Pete's voice behind me. No, he was on the television because it was on Marquee. He goes, I go to drink to get away from you, and now you're just with me the whole time. So honor and a privilege to be on Marquee, I'll tell you that much. But Schlesinger up, good. And Schlesinger wants to get his name set on television, 64-49. Carthage extending their lead up to 15.
That's funny on that point. I always try to invite students at where I work, Forest Park, where I teach 4th grade, and it's like, hey, if you guys want to hear me talk some more, come tonight. You've only heard me for 7 hours a day. How about another couple?
Kick out to the right side, the lefty. No good again. Riley Brooks comes away with the rebound, and Dawn and Brooks getting the rebounds, a crucial component. And now Mason Miller. How about it? Miller to Brooks. Brooks, 21 points.
And continuing to get an attack. It's almost like he's been watching the Eagles do this all game. He's like, yeah, I can get to the hoop too. And just a strong take, strong finish, and see if he can complete the old school three-point play.
That's what you want to see if you're a Firebirds fan. Weather the storm against the Eagles. Again, multiple times back to within one, and then just kind of trying to extend the lead, get that dominance. Again, this is an Eagles team. Still haven't found their footing early on in the season. Multiple times down by 20 plus against Dubuque in their last contest. So the Johnsons in the game, Nesbitt, Miller. Turnaround jumper, nowhere to go with it is Salmons. Out for three, off the side iron, no good in the contest, Aiden Worth. Nesbitt, high dribble, the lane, the reverse, and coming away with it is A.J. Johnson! A.J. Johnson running up the hill, 70-49.
And that's just what has been Benedictine all afternoon, those offensive rebounds. And I don't know how A.J. Johnson came up with that. It looks like he was in the middle of three shirts, gets the ball, knocks down the three, and a real backbreaker when you get the stop and offensive rebound, a three-pointer 2 seconds later.
Schlesinger called with late contact. Head coach Jerichovic not pleased with that mark. Even Nesbitt trying to say, where was that? As it looked like Benedictine tried to draw the contact, but nonetheless, at the line for two. So now multiple players with 3 fouls for both Benedictine and Carthage. 21-point lead at the line, Mason. Good. Don't want to talk necessarily, Eric, about the expectations, but Carthage coming in with high expectations. When you return your starting 5 off of a regular season championship run and add to it, you don't want to necessarily hit an early groove and then kind of, flounder. You want to, transcend, or ascend, I should say. And it seems Carthage is on that trajectory right now. Quick off to the left side. A.J. Johnson, phenomenal again. 11 points for Johnson, 73-51.
Well, yeah, you mentioned, Amy, Carthage really struggled those 2 games in Pennsylvania as A.J. Johnson takes to the hoop. And those other 2 losses on the season, one in overtime against a really strong Illinois Wesleyan team. That game could have went anyway in that extra period. And then in a game they were down almost the entire game. Platteville only lost by 3, so they really have turned things around after those 2 losses and have been really competitive from that point on.
Nelly, 78-51. Birds lethal. Currently Benedictine 1 out of their last 9. It's a 21-5 run over the past 5 minutes for Carthage. Up with the left hand, and Hudson Parker, a much needed basket for the Eagles.
I was just going to say that those points in the paint have dried up, and there you go, another look there. But really, the Carthage stepping up defensively and has really made it hard for Benedictine to get those looks that they got in the first half.
Schlesinger gets the screen from Ryan Johnson. AJ, he's been absolutely feeling it. The hot streak continues. AJ Johnson in fuego.
And that's a recipe for disaster. You can't get to the basket like you have been, and then someone like A.J. Johnson just getting hot.
Ryan Johnson with the rebound. Hands it back. 81-53. Happy New Year's, Carthage. Oh, that would have sent the fan base on their feet. Nice layup with the right hand. There's that crisp passing down low. Timeout needed for Benedictine. Happy New Year's, Carthage. Happy Hanukkah, Marv. Name that movie?
I think that's got to be Home Alone.
Home Alone, there you go. That's why we're friends. Merry Christmas, Harry. Happy Hanukkah, Marv. 81-55, your score. And while we have a moment, we want to thank my favorite place to eat. And Eric, that's Culver's.
Attention Firebird fans, at every Carthage Athletic home event, you could have the opportunity to win free Culver's coupons. You can walk away with a tasty treat like free cheese curds or a scoop of that delicious custard. Please note, these coupons are only valid at Culver's locations in Kenosha. Don't miss your chance to score big on and off the court with Culver's.
81-55. Right now, Carthage, how about this? 53% from the field, 48 from 3. And we're not talking, 1 for 3 on the afternoon, 11 for 23 from long range. Carthage has numbers.
And this half alone, Carthage scoring 33 points, at Benedictine just 16. Turned up the intensity both offensively and defensively this half. As Benedictine they're shooting under 30% as well.
Yeah, Benedictine 0 for 4 from 3 in the second half, and only 5 for 17. Where Carthage 4 for 10 from 3, 13 for 22 from the field. Benedictine also at 6 fouls. So Carthage would love nothing more than the Schlesinger 3. Close. Stretch pass. No foul. Throwing it off the legs of Johnson. That's the second time today that Benedictine has had the wherewithal to just launch it at the ankles, and that's at that backyard basketball.
Good defense there from Schlesinger as he takes a break. See so often players pick up fouls when they almost bail out the offensive player, and there it just stays straight up and makes that shot really difficult.
I'll tell you, you mentioned it earlier in the game. I really want to know, how good was that Oswego East team with those 3 players on the court at the same time? I mean, my goodness. Both the Johnson brothers. And then as you mentioned, another great player for Benedictine, and that being Noah Mason, the sophomore. So him and Ryan Johnson, the same. Oop, taken away at the very end. The bounce pass. No good back iron. A.J. Johnson has it swatted away. Swatted again from behind, no call. Finally coming away with the rebound is Ryan Johnson. And kind of smirking is one Hudson Parker with the late whistle. There was a lot of contact not called there, Eric, and I think finally Ryan Johnson just got a little bit frustrated, understandably so.
Yeah, and unbelievable that, how many opportunities they had there, just couldn't find one to go. And now the Eagles with their 7th foul, that puts Carthage at the line from here on out.
Ryan Johnson going to the line for 2. Well, and again, if you're Benedictine, you're trailing, of course, but if the whistle's not going, you just keep going with it. I finally figured out, by the way, Ryan Johnson up, front iron, no good. So the misses continue at the free throw line for Johnson. I'm sure he'll clean that up. Griffin Dawn, shot up and good. Rebound, A.J. Johnson. Reminds me a little bit of Trevor Lawrence, quarterback for the Jags.
Yes, now that you say that, give him one of those headbands.
Yeah, right?
I can see it.
Get him a Jags jersey, Duval. I've for years, I'm like, man, he looks like somebody, and it just clicked.
That is good, I got to say.
Yeah.
I see it immediately.
Yeah, he's got to bring in the headband, make it an NIL deal, put a little Firebird on it.
I bet Griffin Dawn would be a good football player.
Oh, he just goes up and gets it.
Yeah.
Make him a slot wide receiver? Absolutely.
I could see him being.
Red zone, fade.
For sure.
I'm sure Coach Pop maybe have him run some drills if he wants an extra year of eligibility. Why not? Driving in, Ryan Johnson goes up strong and is going to go to the line to shoot some free throws. Well, again, I had the pleasure of calling a Division I hoops game just a few days ago, and albeit she was a bench player, but a all-conference volleyball player decided, well, you know what, they need maybe a little bit more depth on the basketball court, played high school volleyball and high school basketball, and walked on and is playing college hoops now. So go for it, Griff. I mean, think about it. You have the likes of Jesse Pekaski for the women's team, fall and spring track and cross country, and then just smack in between is the 6th man for the Coach Jones-led Firebirds women's program, who was up by 20 at half versus Luther.
I'm not sure if this would count, but I know Peyton Weeder, former volleyball star for the Firebirds. He was a dual sport, but it was esports. So are you counting that as a dual sport athlete?
Whew. I don't want to get anybody mad at me, so I'm going to say yes.
Great answer. As our esports team
is really good here at Carthage. Andrew Shish.
I actually have an esports jersey.
There you go. From Carthage?
Yeah, it's cool. So if anyone's listening, we're always somewhat asking for free handouts, but I'd like to see the 25-26 esports jersey if anyone's got one.
Yeah, I keep saying, if one Ryan Kane is listening, a nice, zip-up sleeveless jacket would be a nice addition to the winter puffer from last year and the windbreaker from 2 years ago. I'm not asking for much.
They do hook us up. Yeah, they do hook us up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shot up and no good. 82-55 your score. So Haith in the game, Montgomery in the game. Also in the game now, number 23, DJ Hampton, the freshman out of Romeoville High School. So Coach Jarakovic getting some bench players, some quality minutes. Stolen away, pushing the pace, McCoy rolls around and no good. A.J. Williams with the rebound, and we do have an update from one John Voinovich that Ryan was a senior in 22-23. Noah Mason was a junior, and Oswego East went 29-6 that year. That's top-notch producers right there. I mean, they just have this stuff handy. And a blocking foul called on Montgomery. Thought it might have been a charge, but nonetheless,
And
they'll
you
call
know
it the block.
hoops in that area are some of the best
Oh, yeah.
in the nation. So
I mean, you have NBA talent that comes out of that area, so not surprised in the slightest. Former Badger Frank Kaminsky from that area. Is he a Hornet still?
Badger legend.
Yeah.
I don't think he's still in the Hornets.
Okay.
Interesting. I wonder where Frank's at.
Yeah.
The only thing we don't do is talk about the end of that season.
Yeah, Quentin Villa in the game now for Carthage.
Yeah, and coming into tonight's, only a minute 20 played for DJ Hampton, so you got to figure he's going to get an extended look here.
Well, what did we speak about? What's the rotation? What's the depth after Ryan Johnson as your 5? I love that both Montgomery right now, number 14, the forward out of Waterton, Wisconsin, and at the free throw line currently, DJ Hampton out of Joliet, Illinois. Free throw up, good. I love they're both getting quality minutes right now because this is one of those situations. Who's going to rise up, not just now, but in the future? Who's going to help give that little bit? Because you still got some time left with Ryan Johnson, a junior. So whether it's the rest of this season or next, who's going to be the next 4? Who's the next 5? Haith takes it away.
And that was just DJ Hampton's first collegiate point.
And Jalen Brown gets a bucket now. Good to see a lot of Birds getting some points. On the season, Brown 1 for 11, so his second bucket of the season. Layup with the right hand, no good. Brown tangled up down low. Point up by Hudson Parker out of Wheaton North. Pulling up for 3. Why not? Why not? Quentin Villa, the pride of Frankfurt, bringing it home.
There's no hesitation there. He turned and launched that thing.
His first bucket of the season. Turnaround jumper, no good. Almost a rebound, no avail. For the Birds, Hampton. That's fun to see when you get some of these bench players coming in, getting some time, and not just with 30 seconds to go in the game. I mean, we still have 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, exactly. Can really get in a feel of the game.
Offensive rebound. Floater up right hand, no good. Montgomery floating in. And don't forget last year, Ryan Johnson a little bit banged up, that you had an opportunity. Haith, long range 2 rolls around and good. Everybody getting some buckets now for Carthage. But Hamilton had some significant time, or Montgomery, excuse me, had some significant time last year. Step through, right hand to left hand for Mandley, no good. Offensive rebound up. Second time around's the charm for Worth. Under 3 to go in the contest.
Yeah, and Carthage really doing a nice job of really putting this game away early in the second half. Is Villa looking to extend that even more.
Why not? Carthage just having fun as Haith now called for the foul, and it looks like some more players are going to get some reps. So now in the contest, we're going down the Rolodex. Pat Larick out of Downers Grove, Illinois, the senior. Let's see who else we got in the contest. Looks to be let's see, off to the left side, number 22, Ethan Dabu out of Arlington Heights and Loyola Academy. Also 25, Jack Schrager out of Glenbard. Love it. The step back. He was hoping for all three of them. Poked around. The pump fake. Up strong. Banks it in. That's what friends are for. And now coming in number 54, Caden Dawson out of St. Ed's. 95-60. Do we get like a free curd burger if they hit 100? I know Culver is one of the lovely sponsors. When I went to my college, if they hit 100, you got like free something. We need to have the crew call.
Yeah, and the Carthage, it would be their first time over that mark this season. They got close the first game of the year, 98 points. Also scored 92 against Olivet.
Pulling back, the three! For number 33, Lazar Lazarevic. Rolling Meadows High School zone. Almost a steal. I mean, we're naming names now. I love it.
You can tell that meant a lot to him as he knocks down that shot.
Shot up, no good. Defensive board by the aforementioned Lazarevic. I believe with this next sub, they will have gone through everybody suited up. The one touch, Lazarevic, pump fakes, looks down low, the turnaround, the baseline, the up and under, why not? Why not Pat Larrick? Downers Grove South goes north.
And you could say the bench love that one too, to get into the triple digits tonight.
They've hit 100. They've hit 100.
You don't see that on the scoreboard too often, and I gotta say, it looks pretty nice here this afternoon.
Screen at the top. Driving in, the kick out for three. A defensive board. And about to check in was going to be Bo Sanya out of IMSA, the Illinois Math and Science Academy. Want to make sure he gets his shot out. He was one whistle away from getting some playing time over on the south side with three, with two, with one. What a fun treat right before New Year's Eve. 100-60. As convincing of a final non-conference game you're going to have for Carthage before they welcome the Blue Jays of Elmhurst for conference play continuation this Saturday.
Yeah, well, the offense kept the same blistering pace, 52 points at half to go with 48 in the first. It was the defense that really made the difference there to put this game to bed, holding Benedictine to just 21 points in the second half, and Carthage had it all firing here this afternoon.
It was a fun one at the end. Don't go anywhere. Head coach Steve Jerichovic will join us for the postgame show. A even 40-point victory, 100-60. We'll be back on the CCIW network with the postgame coaches show. And welcome into the post-game show. We have a special guest joining us, of course, alongside head coach Steve Jarakovic. Eric, who do we have with us today?
I believe we got Mila here.
Little Mila, say hi. Mila, can you say hi?
She's a little bigger than the
There
last
we go.
time we
It's a little
interviewed her.
bit from last year, I think, too.
Yes.
I love it. I love it,
Is this
Coach.
going to work or no? Nah, we'll go with Auntie Mandy.
It worked at first. I mean, she just gave the stare down. I love it.
I get that a lot, yeah.
It's okay. I understand. Coach, first off, congratulations. 40-point win. I got to start with this. You cleared the bench. Everybody got their names said. What's it like to be able to have such a strong final non-conference game?
We were a little weary going into break because we were playing our best basketball. We were.
Yeah.
We didn't want the break to get here, and it was good that we started clicking a little bit when we got back. It's hard coming back for 5-6 days off, but our guys came in locked in the last couple days, which has been fun to see. And getting everybody out on the floor, always a good thing. The guys that bust their butt every day in practice, and much deserved for them too.
Yeah, after defensively giving up 20 points in the paint in the first half, you held them to 21 total points in the second half. What did you do defensively to adjust to what Benedictine was trying to do?
No, Jordan does a heck of a job. He runs a lot of different actions. They have good players all over. They really do. I know they're a little banged up right now with a couple guys, and 2 starters have been out for the last few for them too, so they're still finding their way a little bit as a young team. But first half, they just outworked us. They set a lot of back screens. We didn't jump to the ball well enough, key to our principles. And then the second half, I told them we've been all year want to keep teams under around 40%. I think that's our number on the year. And that was the goal, keep them under 40% in the second half, and I think we held them to 18%. So we were really locked in on the defensive end of the floor. And then offensively, the numbers show overall points, but 20 assists, 5 turns, pretty special.
Yeah, I was just going to say, going back into the CCIW conference, where do you guys feel offensively? It seems like just so much more confident. It seems like the ball's flowing around a lot better, and it just seems like things really are clicking here now offensively for you guys.
We've now had 20 assists in 4 of the last 6 basketball games. We're getting the ball side to side. We've kind of pinpointed in each matchup where we wanted the ball to go and where we want to attack. And we got smart basketball players. That helps a lot. They know where the ball's supposed to go. They really listen to the scouting report. And we got a lot of weapons that can score in a variety of ways. So we're playing with more confidence. Ball's going in the hoop a little bit more too. That helps a lot. Obviously making some shots from the perimeter. But it's all conference the rest of the way. And it starts with Elmhurst, who's the highest-ranked team in the conference right now. They're playing excellent, and I know the guys are going to be ready to come back the next couple of days and be locked in for another CCIW battle.
What's the next few days going to look like? Got a New Year's holiday coming up in between, so you might give them, a few minutes off. What's that going to look like?
They're going to be off tomorrow and then come back on Thursday, Friday, get to our routine. Got to set up our weeks for the following coming up, too. So we do get the bye after the following week, so we're allowed to get our weekend before that time. But, no, we got to be ready to go. I mean, Elmhurst is a really good basketball team. Obviously, another well-coached team. Coach Baines does a heck of a job, and they got some talented guys. They got one of the best players in the conference, Trelleborg, who we're going to be ready for. They got one of the best, most talented freshmen in the conference coming in here. So they're a heck of a basketball team, but we got to be ready to go.
Sounds great. Coach, go enjoy it with your family, and happy early New Year.
Happy New Year, guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Coach Jarakovic. Bring the family, making it a family affair here, Eric. And I think Coach had a lot to say about, getting everybody involved and the offensive output. I mean, now's when you want to have everything clicking, and boy, oh boy, is it clicking ever.
Yeah, and it just seems the team's so confident, and it's nice to have those 3 wins. I mean, obviously you want to win every game, but really to have those wins propel you, kind of launch you into that CCIW season. And I mean, anytime you got 100 on the scoreboard, you got to feel good about where your team's at. And there'll be a challenge, as we all know, the CCIW tough from top to bottom, and this is one of the top teams, so it'll be interesting to see what Saturday brings us.
Well, here's a fun one. If you look at these stats, brought to you once again by Pullman Auto Stores, 29-4, the fast break points, 18-7 second chance points, 17-2 points off turnovers, the bench points, 36-16. So many of that, the players that, got their names said for the first time this season. But that just shows when Coach Jarakovic calls your number, be ready to perform and be ready to, put out a good effort, and that's what we saw today.
Yeah, exactly, and so excited for really these games to coming up, and man, it's going to be great to see Firebirds basketball here. Do not leave us this season for sure.
You won't. This Saturday, the doubleheader, women's and then men's versus Elmhurst, right back on the CCIW network. Next Wednesday, women's hoops versus North Park. On January the 7th, swim and dive versus UW Oshkosh on the 10th. And then Wednesday the 14th, men's basketball versus North Park. And some familiar faces in that matchup. I know you and I, Eric, are excited for that one as well. So we want to thank you for being with us this afternoon and all of 2025 for executive producer Mike Love, producer John Voinovich, as well as Ty, who handled directing and graphics, and Emma. Great job on camera, a student-produced broadcast, one of the best in the conference. This program has been a presentation of Firebird Broadcast Productions in Carthage College, the last copyright of 2025. Once again, happy early new year, everybody. We will see you in 2026, Elmhurst at Tarble. For Eric Elger, I'm Peter Ferreri. Have a good rest of your 2025.